Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts, in my voice, on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Now, So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow. So go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And turn on that little bell so that you get a notification every single time that I go live or I upload something new. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Ok, super. Bah, c'est vraiment short time. Il faut vraiment que je donne tout pour leur trouver une pétition. Ils se décident à revenir vivre en France.
Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Patreon version of So Much to Say. This is so. Wait. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives. I'm so busy trying to watch this. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Patreon version of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So I'm watching this show. This is a show that I watch on Netflix. It's kind of like $1 Million Listing, the show that comes on Bravo. But it's not the same show. It's about a French family. They have an agency where it's a real estate agency, and they sell real estate. What I've been doing is watching shows that intrigue me enough to keep me focused enough to watch it in a language that I don't know. And so I've been watching this show, and it's just interesting to me. And of course, more and more as I'm watching it, I'm understanding more. I'm picking up words as they're saying it, but I'm mostly understanding it because I'm reading it. But my ability to read is becoming better because I listen to podcasts. I listen to lessons, like French lessons on Spotify. There's French lessons that I watch, that I listen to, and I'm listening to them more and more. Like, since I decided that I wanted to be fluent by 50, I think for the past 2 weeks, I've been listening to something every single day. I watch it on TV. I go to sleep with it on TV. I fall asleep. I turn the TV off. I listen to podcasts while I'm in the car. I listen to it while I'm driving. But they're not just podcasts where they're having conversation. They're teaching lessons. And so that, like, it's dictation, like they'll read like a passage, then in French, and then they'll say it in English, or they'll read a passage, but they'll go line by line. They'll read the line in French, then they'll read the line in English, then they'll go back to French. So I'm just picking up on words, but that Duolingo is really helping. And I didn't really think that Duolingo was helping. And now that I'm saying this to you, I'm going to do some lessons tonight after I watch this before I go to sleep. Because I want it to be the last thing on my brain. So all of that to say, I'm starting to really absorb it, and I'm being more patient with myself as I'm learning. But now I'm giving myself more grace, because it's just like, Craig, it's just like when you were a baby. You didn't know English. And I've shared this revelation before. If you watched My Life in Paris, my Patreon tier, that it's called My Life in Paris, I think I say it on there. It's just like when I was a baby, I didn't know English. But because my parents kept speaking to me in English, I eventually understood what the fuck they were talking about, because it's repetition. And so I'm noticing they're saying a lot of the same words, and I'm like, oh, that's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And then also, even as a baby, I was exposed to the language, to the English language. So like if I heard my mother on the phone talking, even though she wasn't talking to me, I'm still immersed in the language. And so that's what I'm doing with myself. So even if I'm on the phone and the show is playing in the background, I don't care. I'm still absorbing it somehow, right? Or even if I'm in the gym and I'm working out with a trainer, because, I was used to work out by myself, or I would work out with Angela or somebody. But even with him, I have an earpiece in, and it might be talking, and I'm talking to him, but I'm still hearing it, right? And so the revelation that I had previously was, as a child, as a baby, you hear the language first. Then you start to understand it. Then you're able to speak it. Then you're able to write it. And it's the same process now. I'm starting to understand it more. I'm starting to, I am starting to read it better than I'm speaking because I'm still not practicing the speaking part yet. So that part is kind of out of order. But I'm understanding it, and now I'm reading it more, and then I know the next step is going to be I'm going to be talking about it. But the reason that I started this video, I turned this camera on, is because as I was sitting here impressing myself that I'm starting to really understand what the fuck's going on, I had a revelation. And that revelation is, or was, that I had said to myself many years ago. I don't remember how old I was. I don't remember how long ago it was. But I remember saying to myself many moons ago, at some point in your life, you're going to commit to learning French, because that's the only language I've ever taken. But I remember having that slight thought. It just came to me just now. It was like, you said that at some point, because now I'm starting to feel myself. I'm starting to really understand it. And I'm like, oh no, it really is possible. You are going to learn this at some point in your life. You're going to be fluent. You're going to be able to communicate and really speak. And I just think that's going to be such a wonderful thing. It's going to be such a wonderful tool. Because again, if you followed my life in Paris, that Patreon tier, I said that to those French people that I met over there. These are Black people who speak 4 and 5 different languages. Do you understand how unstoppable we would be as a people if we all knew multiple languages like that? Bitch. The other revelation that I had just now was, you're doing it because you set it in motion many years ago when you had that revelation that, well, not revelation, but when you had that feeling or thought, I'm going to do this at some point. I put it into the universe that was what was going to happen. And I imagined it happening back then. But I just never really thought that it was going to happen because I never really made the time to make it happen. And then I remembered thinking just now, it's the same thing in terms of my life now, like the life that I have now. I always saw myself living this life. And just stay with me, because this is not intended to sound cocky. I always knew. Remember in Book of Jewels, if you read Book of Jewels or listened to Book of Jewels, remember in Book of Jewels when I say that I used to tell my mother as a kid, oh, I'm going to be rich, da 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 da. And she'd be like, stop saying that. Like, she used to tell me, stop saying that. But what I was really trying to communicate to my mother when I was a kid wasn't so much about being rich. I was trying to communicate at that time. I was a child and I didn't really have the language. I wasn't really trying to say that I was going to be rich. What I was trying to communicate was I knew that I was going to do some sort of work that was going to make a difference in the world and in the life of people. And as a child, as a younger person, I imagined coming out on stage and people clapping and smiling. And I never knew that it would be fag talk. I never knew that it would be my stage play when it sold out. And I didn't know how. I just had the vision. I saw it. The point of me saying all of this to you and not keeping these thoughts to myself is that you may have had thoughts and visions for your own life. And you may not think you're close to it, or you may not understand how you're going to get to it. You may not see the road to it. But I am so very clear now of what's ahead because I'm so in tune now with my life. I'm paying such close attention. I'm paying such close attention to my life and how things have navigated me to this moment that I'm really paying attention now. And so as I'm writing this 5th book, and I don't know when it's going to be done, but I was writing yesterday and the day before. I don't know when it's going to be done, but it feels transformative to me. And alongside me writing this book, Fag Talk is getting more and more steam. It's picking up more and more steam. I have more and more visibility. Oh, well, let me relanguage that. I'm more visible now because of Fag Talk. And what I'm trying to communicate is that by the time this 5th book come out, it will reach more people because Fag Talk is the vehicle by which God is using to put me in front of more people. But the thing that I want you to take away from this video is your imagination. Whatever you see, whatever you imagine, whatever you fantasize about, is God's proof to you of what's possible in your life. Because if it wasn't possible, he wouldn't even give you the vision. He wouldn't even plant that vision in your imagination. He's giving you a glimpse of what's coming. So I had a glimpse of this life that I live now. I had a glimpse back then that I was going to come out on stages and people would be screaming and da-da-da-da. But I didn't know, that was just a glimpse. The glimpse was me seeing myself coming out on stage and hearing the applause and the da-da-da and the laughs. But I didn't know that it was going to be Fag Talk. I only got a glimpse of it. So I knew that it was coming. I just didn't know how it was coming or what it was going to be exactly. I didn't know that it was going to be a stage play. I just knew that I saw it happening just as I saw myself becoming fluent in French many years ago. I saw myself becoming fluent in French years ago. And so just now when I was sitting here watching this and I was realizing that I'm absorbing more and more and I'm picking it up because I'm really putting in the time and the effort, it dawned on me, you had this vision years ago that this was going to happen. Why are you surprised? And so again, pay attention to your life. Pay attention to your visions. Don't get distracted by the setbacks. Don't get discouraged because it's not happening now. Be open to it happening in ways other than you anticipate. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. I don't think there's anything else. I hope you really get what I'm trying to say there. I hope that was clear. What I'm ultimately trying to say is you can create the life that you want for yourself. I created this life. It wasn't serendipitous. It didn't just happen. Like, it happened because I saw it, I imagined it, and I just kept walking towards it. That's it. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you firsthand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig the Writer. Do it now.